Morning peeps, I'm back and we're going for a walk. We're out on a walking video because I've done a lot of videos this week, you might have noticed. Far too many probably, because I've got a lot of time on my hands at the moment and there's a lot to talk about this week though, isn't there, with the three amigos in attack, you know, that nobody can choose between, Visser, Wood and Cunha. And I've kind of been oscillating between them all week. And I finally think I've decided, and it is actually going to be Chris Wood, who at the start of the week was probably my least favoured option out of the three. And he's also not very popular amongst the creator community, as it seems, because they're all going for Cunha. And the reason why I've changed my mind really is just the fixture. Just the fixture. I know Forest have been out of form. Wood's stats been awful, but then they're always awful, even when he's scoring quite a few goals. And for me, it's all about spreading the risk around, and I don't want to Brentford attackers when I'm playing for Bremo as captain. And Cunha's just Cunha on his own, isn't he, for Wolves? Whereas if I go into the game with no Forest players, and Forest say get 4 goals, then I'm being hurt by multiple different people, aren't I? I'm going to be hurt by Wood, Elanga, the defenders, Morgan Gibbs White, all owned by people. Whereas if Wolves go off, okay, I'm going to get hurt by the Cunha owners, but nobody else. So I think that Wood is actually the safest play, to be honest. And the other reason is that I can just get Cunha in next week for my mish. And the other advantage of Chris Wood, of course, he's one of the few players left, few teams left that actually have anything to play for. And I think Forest are going to be must win until the end of the season, aren't they? In game week 38 they've got that game against Chelsea, where, to be honest, even though I'm going to own him, I don't actually care if he blanks, because I want Chelsea to win. So I'll probably end up being happy either way, to be honest. But it's been a long, hard process, which is why I've done multiple videos over it, because every day it's been a different option. But now I am actually finally settled on it. I am definitely going to go for Chris Wood this week, and possibly Cunha next week. So I'm not going to miss out on Cunha totally. And the other thing with Cunha is that Bellegarde is now fit. We cannot guarantee that he is going to play every game, whereas at least with Chris Wood you can guarantee that's going to be the case. And like I said, I know Forest have been out of form, just like Chelsea were a month or so ago. You know, they are playing rubbish, and they came right, didn't they? So maybe Forest are going to come right. I'm on my way to the gym now, peeps, and it's quite cold day, and it's going to rain soon, and I'm not dressed for it. I'm not like one of these people that drives to the gym, and it's only like 5 minutes away, drives to the gym and then goes and walks on the treadmill for 10 minutes, gets in their car, drive back home again. That's not me, peeps. Normally I run this. I think it's about another K to go, but we shall see what we can talk about on the way. Now, the other day, I watched a video by someone called Alex Vollo, which is quite interesting, talking about the way content creators are like judged by their ranks and their rank history and all that type of thing. And his argument is that great players aren't necessarily the greatest teachers, and that's quite true, because it's the same in chess. You know, if top grandmaster, I've bought courses by top grandmasters before that have been far worse and less informative than courses that have been put together by even national masters or international masters. You know, even almost untitled players can put together a better course that is more suited to the intended audience, which isn't fellow super grandmasters, than a top player can put out. You know, it's probably the same in FPL content creation. And I know that I always say that in terms of selecting players, the FPL people are no better at it than the casuals. You know, anybody can decide who a good player is to buy. You know, the casuals are just as good at it as we are, and the only difference comes down to the way that people manage their teams over the season. What the fuck's that, Pips? Hang on, it's getting away. What is this red thing going down the footpath up ahead? We're going to have to go and investigate this. Bear with me. We might actually go and ask them what they think is the best captain this week, because I'm sure they're going to know, because they think they know everything. No? Right, hang on. No rush, peeps. They're going the same way as us. We're going to catch them up soon and have a chat with whoever's driving that monstrosity. Anyway, oh God, it's windy. I normally run this, I'll tell you. So, like I said, I've done 4 videos this week, I think. I've been a guest on FPL. Well, he keeps correcting me because I always get his name wrong. I think it's FPL Have a Beer rather than Let's Have a Beer. I'm not sure, but I went on his show with Steve-O and the excellent FPL Nightmare, who for me is absolutely superb. Now, he says he gets nervous and that doing content and everything, but you wouldn't know it because he's absolutely fantastic. I've never come across anybody in the FPL space that explains things quite as clearly as he does. You know, spot on, absolutely spot on. We're going to have to go for a run, peeps. This is no good. Hang on. So yeah, it's absolutely superb. So we were on that show yesterday, and my blooming cat attacked me. You know, old Nightmare had his cat on his lap, and I thought, I'll get my cat on my lap. And you know what cats are like? They never do what you want them to do they? So how the hell did it get down there so quick? We're not going to catch it, peeps. Very disappointing. You know, they've obviously not got much to do today, and they're far too fast for me. Because we were going to have an interview with whoever's driving that vehicle up there. Oh, I'm worn out now. I'm getting a bit unfit. Like, I don't know if you guys do park runs, but they're hugely popular now all around the world, the Saturday morning park runs. We've got 5 here in Christchurch alone, every Saturday morning. They all start at 8 o'clock in the morning, Saturdays, all around the world. And you just go online and register, and they're given a barcode that you scan when you finish your races. And they're fantastic. You know, there's the one in Hagley Park. We used to get about 50 people a week when it first started. Now it's ridiculous. I think there was 750 last week, and it's now too many because the first half a kilometre you can't even run because there's like dogs and kids and people pushing prams and crazy. But now we've got 5 of these all around. I don't know why I was running, peeps. I was a bit silly because that one up ahead that we're going to talk to is going to cross over in a moment and come back towards us. So we're going to be in luck. So bear with, peeps, bear with. We might get some entertaining content if we're lucky. Because, and speaking of entertaining content, Steve-O's video on Sunday from the graveyard with Gary, we'll call him, Mr. Gary, was absolutely fantastic. You know, it started off with Steve-O going on the underground, so we got to see the London Underground, and then they went to a graveyard in Leytonstone, I think, where they were looking at memorials from the First and Second World War and everything, and it's amazing how many graves are in this cemetery. They're packed in like sardines. And then they went along the canal, so we saw some canal boats and heard about the cost of renting a canal boat for a month and all that type of thing. Before seeing Leighton Orient's, a big park around Leighton Orient's ground, it must have had about 15 or 20 football pitches in a minute inside it. Incredible. Anyway, back to football. So Chelsea won 1-0. Very, very good. They played the 16-year-old wonder kid, Mr. Walsh, who played pretty well actually. You know, obviously got a great future. A bit like young Mason Mount. He's finally turning good at Man United, isn't he? After, I mean, he had a terrible run of injuries at United. Didn't really ever had a chance to show what he could do. And Amorim, the system should really, really suit him. And Amorim knew that as well. And he was just bringing Mount into the game. And he got injured again. And this is the first kind of run he's had now. You know, he could actually be a decent option next season at some stage. But, so anyway, Chelsea won 1-0. The problem they've got is the final, which is against a proper team, you know, Real Betis. I think they're like 6th in La Liga, about the same rank as Bilbao that United played today. But they have to play that final only 3 days after the Nottingham Forest match in game week 38, which is crazy. You know, they can't get that one put back because all the league games start on the same time, don't they, in the last game week. So they can't get that put back. And Tottenham, who Gary was predicting would have a terrible time of it tonight on the plastic pitch over in Norway, didn't have a terrible time of it at all. You know, they won 2-0. Pretty straightforward as it turns out. Better turn this loose. There's a strange vehicle coming down the road. Right there, Posty.
Hello.
What are you up to?
What are you taking a video of you?
I haven't seen you for a while. Right, tell me one thing.
Yeah.
Who's going to win? Who should you captain in football this week? Chris Wood.
Oh, who are they playing?
Chris Wood are playing Leicester. Or should you captain Visser?
I don't know what you're talking about, but I've been watching the Auckland games.
Yeah.
They are so good.
They are good. No, you're not on screen.
Oh, yeah.
I promise.
Okay. What are you doing there?
I'm doing one of my walking videos for FPL. Yeah, I do stuff online. I've got my own YouTube channel.
Do you
and
really?
Stuff. Yeah.
No, I don't really follow that, but I've been following.
You're on
Auckland.
now. Don't worry, only 5 people watch it. So you follow Auckland.
Yeah, not big time. I wouldn't know any of the names,
Yeah.
but just the confidence.
And they're in the World Club Champs in the summer, and they'll be playing Man City and all those teams.
Wow.
Very good.
That's really good.
So how's your day going?
Really good. I haven't been at work for ages because my mum's been sick.
Oh no.
So this is my first day back really in a month. I
Yeah.
had 2 days, yeah. So I'm really pleased. I love being outside. Look at
It's
it.
fantastic. And
you
what's
got
this? What's this thing you're driving? Why aren't you on a bike like proper pasties? That's what I want to
How
know.
boring would that be? This is great.
Exactly.
It's like a 4-wheel drive.
Exactly. It's
But
great,
it's a
isn't it?
motorbike. Well, you got shorts on. Take a video.
I'm
of your
I'm going to the gym.
shorts. Yeah.
Look at that, peeps.
Good pins there,
Look at
mate.
those legs.
Yeah, they're good pins.
Made for running. Anyway, I've got to go.
Okay.
I'll see you later.
You will.
Right,
You will, mate.
cheers.
Oh my God, millions of people are going to see that.
Cheers. Bye. Well, that's the sort of content we want, isn't it, peeps? Cheers. I think I made a new friend there. She knew. I tell you what, she knew. She didn't say Chris Wood though, did she? But she did at least know who he is. Anyway, peeps, I'm off now because I can't top that, can I? I can't top it. So with that, I wouldn't captain Chris Wood, by the way. I'm captaining Buemo, which is the exact reason why I am not bringing in Visser this week, although technically he could be the best option in terms of season points. But you know, there's always a recency bias for FPL, isn't there? So people are naturally flocking to Visser because he has done best in the last few games, basically. If Wood had scored a goal last week, everyone would be bringing in Wood. And really, it doesn't make any difference last week because it's gone. Do you know what I mean? I mean, you can say that. It's funny, isn't it? Because of Palmer had like blanked for about 14 games in a row, goals and assists. Gets a penalty in the 90th minute, and now suddenly all the content creators are going, Palmer's the best captaincy option in game week 37, and you've got to bring Palmer in. You know, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy, and there's so much recency bias, which is why, you know, with Alex Swallow said, you can't, you know, just because you're good at something or you have a high rank doesn't mean you're better at explaining things to ordinary people about who to bring in. Because I saw somebody today, they were saying what a brilliant option Palmer was, one of the top creators, but they weren't going to bring him in. Do you know what I mean? But they're recommending him as a great option for other people. So you have to take it all with a pinch of salt, I think, and stop with the recency bias, because to me, in a vacuum, as they say in American sports, they always say that, don't they? In a vacuum, Chris Wood this week does have by far the best fixture. And even if he blanks, I don't think it's a wasted transfer, because they've got West Ham the following week, which will be a must-win game for them. And then they've got Chelsea, which is another must-win game. Whereas some of these other clubs, I mean, I saw the Everton manager the other day pretty much saying they were going to be trying all sorts of crap over the next few weeks. And it could well be the same with Wolves, couldn't it? So I'm not going to take that chance. Anyway, I've nearly arrived at the gym, peeps. There's been a long old wind's getting up. Oh God, the wind. I hope it doesn't ruin this video. I've just remembered what the wind does. Anyway, I'll talk to you all later, peeps. Look, there's our football pitches. All two of them. And I'll talk to you all later. Okay, that's a cheers for now, peeps.